You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV Survivor After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV Survivor After Show.
Hello, Survivor fans. This is Survivor Season 25, Episode 13, titled Gouge My Eyes Out. I am your host, Justin Walter, joined tonight by the one, the only, the lovely Christina Cha. Hey, Christina.
Hey, Justin, thanks.
It is just the two of us tonight. Ryan and AJ, unfortunately, cannot be here, but we are super excited to talk about the second to last episode of this season of Survivor.
Oh my God, this episode is so great, and I cannot wait for the finale.
I can't believe this season's already done, basically.
I know.
It went so fast, and looking back the entire season, this has been one of the best seasons of Survivor in a long time. What do you think?
I'm going to have to agree. And every time I watch it, I'm thinking to myself, God, our season is just so lame in comparison to Philippines. It's true. There's so much drama. There's so much, like, you know, sub-alliance. There's so many, like, backstabbing.
Yeah, I think comparatively to Survivor One World, there's been a lot more characters this season, a lot less predictability.
Yes.
And it's turned out to be a really good season, and likable characters, a lot of likable characters.
Even the villains are likable.
Yeah, we're rooting
Abby's
for.
sort of likable, even though she's kind of annoying. She's likable because she's a fighter. She keeps on fighting the whole entire game, and you're just like, man, even though she is so annoying, she makes a perfect candidate to take to the end. She really does.
Definitely does. So let's get right into it. We get back to the beach after Carter has been voted off. And one thing that Abby does is she tells everyone, thank you so much. Thank you for saving me. I'm really happy to be in the final 5. And when she did that, she in effect confirmed to them, I don't really have an idol. Because everybody was saying if Abby really thought that she was in jeopardy last tribal council and that she was so grateful and thankful not to get voted off, she would have played her idol. So right away, you know, confirming to everybody that she didn't have the idol.
Confirming that everyone that she didn't have the idol, but she still acted like she had the idol.
Yeah.
Like she went over to the back of the forest and was like grabbing her bag like, oh, I had the idol. But still, I was just thinking to myself, like, give it up, girl.
I know.
Like,
she's trying.
she is.
And I still love the move that she made in making up the fake clue, the fake idol that she had, but she's she's definitely overplayed it by now. It's overplayed.
Yeah.
She should have played it cool.
She's like the poker player that has all of the like cards reading on the opposite side. I'm like, I have a royal flush.
Yeah. Definitely. So before we got to the reward challenge, there was more talk about kind of, oh, Carter. You know, they mentioned, I can't even remember what they mentioned because Carter's hard to remember what they talk about when they talk about
really don't
Carter.
know how they casted him. I really don't. Other than the fact that he's very athletic.
Very athletic.
And very physical, and then he can compete and win.
So he wasn't really missed this episode. Sorry, Carter, but
no,
not missed this
I don't
episode.
I don't think he'd come back.
Yeah.
Again.
So one thing that we saw before was Abby, kind of the whole episode. Abby is fighting the entire episode to stay in the game, and her first move is to go to Lisa and say, Lisa, in the Final 4 deal you have, you're at the bottom of the Final 4. So even before the challenges are starting, we see Abby making moves, trying to get Lisa to go with her instead of Denise and Malcolm. So,
you know, which is kind of a good argument, too. I mean, and Lisa kind of looked at it as like, you know, that could be the possibility that, you know, Denise can have that argument. But you know what? Even though she doesn't like Denise, I think it's a smarter approach because she has an alliance with Lisa and Scoop. And I think it would have been better if she would have gone to Denise.
Really?
Not liking her and saying, like, hey, you know, because you're so good in the game. You know, I would think with her character, that would have been the best approach to try to say that she's at the bottom.
So you're saying I get you're going the opposite grain of what she actually did.
I really think that would have been a better
I haven't really
approach.
thought about it, because if she went up to Malcolm and Denise and said, "Hey, you two are definitely going to win the game no matter what if you get to the end. Why not bring me and use me now?"
Yeah, you don't want Denise here. Like, Denise is like going to pulverize us.
Polarize.
I'm
Jock can't talk tonight.
You know, she's going to dominate the game.
Wait, wait, I'm confused. You're saying Abby go to Denise.
Was making the proposition to get rid of Denise.
Yeah, yeah.
She should have played it there instead of saying, like, Lisa, you're at the bottom, because she's kind of, I don't think Abby understands what she's saying as far as, like, strategizing. First, she's telling Lisa she needs that she's at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Denise is going to win the game. And then
so it's all that in one. Basically, she's making the argument to get Denise out. Were you saying earlier, I was a little confused, were you saying she should have approached Denise and formed an alliance with Denise, or still go after Denise?
I think she should have targeted Denise out instead of saying that Lisa was at the bottom.
Well, that's basically kind of what she was doing, though.
But I don't think Lisa knows that she wasn't at the bottom.
Yeah.
She knows that she has.
She was playing Abby like, okay, Abby, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, like, and that just makes her more crazy.
Yeah.
But then again, that would make more sense to take her to the
end.
It
definitely makes, I mean, the most perfect sense, Abby, the entire episode, which we'll keep talking about, making the argument that you four in the final four, you need to go after Denise and Malcolm because they are going to take this game if we win. So let's jump right into the reward challenge early on in the episode. We have a reward challenge, all 5 of them competing together.
Yes.
They have to jump over these huge kind of barracks, crawl up, then slide down, and it was fun watching everybody just like wipe out as they slid down.
Especially Lisa, poor Lisa, she like tumbled over and did a little somersault.
Yeah, so they just slide down, get in the water, get rings, bring the rings, and then basically toss them onto ring toss. So before we get to the challenge, we have a caller. So let's take your caller. Hello?
Hello. Hi, this is Eric from San Francisco.
Hey, Eric, how's it going?
Eric.
Hey, pretty good.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, I had a question. Is there any way we, the fans and players, can like petition to modify the rules so that the Survivor champion is like excluded from being able to have a chance at like also winning the season?
We're losing connection here.
Can you repeat your
Eric,
question?
Can you repeat that?
I was curious if there's any way that we, the fans and players, can petition to modify the rules so that the Survivor champion is like excluded from being able to have a chance at winning the Player of the Season award too.
Oh, okay. So because
Christina would have easily won the Player of the Season award last season.
Oh, you think so?
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, so basically...
we're getting a bad connection.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, what
so he's asking whether or not there could be a petition where, you know how you can vote for the Player of the Year with Sprint and they win a lot of money?
Right.
So he's wondering if there could be a petition that if the winner of the game is also the Sprint player of the game, they can't win the Sprint reward and prize as well. So
do the double, kind of like last year.
Right?
Kim won the $1 million, and then she also won the Sprint.
Yes.
Which makes her
Eric,
$1.1 million.
You think Christina would have won if Kim didn't get it, right? That's what he
Player
said.
Look
at that. You got a fan out there.
I got a fan. Thank you, Eric.
I don't think she would have won.
I was thinking maybe it would have been Tarzan because he was just such a bizarre character.
That's a good thing. Christina, do you know about that as a former player?
It's all totally up to Sprint. It's not any way related to CBS. Sprint actually comes. Yeah, it's them. Kind of the collaboration. That's kind of like their marketing strategy that they have there, so that they can really expand.
Yeah.
Sprint. So Sprint's the one that comes up to the rules. So if you are not crazy about it, you can talk to CBS and talk to Sprint and say, we don't want a double winner. We actually want a fan's
Spread
favorite.
the love and money,
But
right, Eric?
who would be your fan's favorite, Eric?
Of this season?
Yeah.
Malcolm.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Good pick. Yeah.
I think so too. Who would
he
be
might
your
take
favorite?
it. We know who my favorite is, Lisa. I love Lisa. Well, thank you so much, Eric, for calling in. Definitely call in. Yeah, good chatting with you. Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's more fun if there's more kind of winners, right?
Yeah, instead of having just like the same one for the $1 million. And that's the problem with my season. I think it was really, really predictable.
Yeah,
like,
and everybody loved Kim so much.
Everyone loved Kim.
In the game and outside of the game.
And outside the game.
Show. Which good for Kim. You're lucky if you're Kim, right?
Yeah, totally. We all love Kim.
Yeah. So back to the episode, we have the reward challenge where again, climbing over things, getting rings out of water, going back and tossing them. Basically, it looked like it was coming down to a showdown between Malcolm and Scoopin', which almost every challenge nowadays is, and sometimes Denise is in the mix as well.
Right.
And ultimately, who won, Christina?
Scoopin'
won.
And you know, it's always like Malcolm and Scoopin' neck to neck.
Yeah.
And it was just really good to see Scoopin' when you were even cheering for Scoopin'. You're
Yeah,
like,
I love Scoopin', watching Scoopin' play.
And he gets to pick for his reward
Two
challenge.
people.
2 people. He picks
First person, Malcolm.
And then he picks Lisa.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a good idea as far as strategy?
Definitely think so. I think the last 2 weeks we've seen very strategic decisions going on these reward challenges. At the end game, so many times players pick other players where it's like, what the hell are you doing? You're exposing an alliance. You're exposing something, then it's a bad move. But last week, Scoopin' picked Malcolm to have Malcolm picked Scoopin' to have the family visit. So then Scoopin' was basically saying, Malcolm, I'm going to pick you because you gave my son a moment that he'll remember the rest of his life. Very good decision. Also
but it was
good
the
decision.
Same too. Like if you noticed it, it's been Malcolm, Scoopin', Lisa, family.
Great.
Down
And I think Scoopin' picking Lisa again was also a good decision because he's just strengthening and tightening their final, their 2 alliance, whether it's final 2, whatever it is.
And Denise doesn't get picked again. She always gets out in the reward.
And
I know that feeling, and Denise is just very calm, cool, collective, kind of like how I was when I didn't win reward.
Ever.
And you're just like, this better be freaking strategy.
Well, and I think I bet I would be willing to bet the last week Malcolm and Denise had a conversation, whether it was, if I win a reward, I'm not going to take you because then it'll look like we're in this tight alliance. If you win, don't take me as well. So I'm willing to bet that may have been a conversation. If it wasn't, I'm giving them a little too much credit. But I think now this week with Scoopin' picking Malcolm and Lisa, Denise is kind of always, oh, that's great. You guys go have fun. You guys go have fun. A red flag should be going up in Denise's head. This is 2 weeks in a row. I'm not picked, whether it's strategic or not. These guys may have something going here.
And I think she really is because and I'm kind of going fast forward here after the immunity challenge.
Yeah.
She goes up to Malcolm and says, hey, what's up with that idol?
Yeah.
Are you going to play it or what?
Yeah.
Because
it's kind of their idol together, but actually
their idol, but
Malcolm
was
doesn't
like,
think that.
Malcolm's like, well, technically it's mine,
Yeah.
and I don't really need it because I won, immunity.
Yeah.
Oh, totally went fast forward there. And I won immunity.
Cha giving the secrets
and
away.
And it's kind of obvious that someone's got to go.
Yeah. So in terms of the reward challenge, they went on this reward where they basically took a boat. They had all the candies, all the food, all the sugar. Scoopin' for the first time in 30 years.
Never had a soda pop.
He has not drinking sugar pop or pop in general for over 30 years. So it was funny when Malcolm was like, basically Scoopin' got drunk on pop. And it was hysterical watching him act like a schoolgirl, drunk person. He was giving Lisa cookies on flippers.
On flippers.
Like they were doing body shots or something.
I love that analogy. It was so funny. Because he's
great.
never had sugar in that many years. It's like, what does he do? Like, I mean, when he started the game,
I don't drink pop.
Well, in the beginning of the game,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Scoopin', you look like you had a bit of weight.
He probably put it on because
sugar.
he knew it was going out there, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But one comment that Malcolm made on the trip that kind of stuck, and I'm thinking about it, was when he said, this is the first time we've seen Scoopin' being fun. I kind of was shocked by that comment.
I know, because Scoopin' has been fun. He's been actually silly, goofy.
Well, that's the perception we have of him.
Right.
And it
How
seems
is
like
he
it might
not
be
fun?
different, even way back when they were threatening, when Pete was back in the game, saying, we got to get Scoopin' out of here. We got to get Scoopin' out of here.
Clown.
He's horrible to be around. He's not
Right.
good at the camp. So it's kind of this. I think the players have a little different perspective of Scoopin'
Well, then
than we
that's
do.
the power of the editing. Remember,
Yeah.
I was saying that the power of editing, that you don't really see things that you don't know. You're
Yeah.
like, you kind of watch and you're like, well, what are they talking about? Why don't we see this? And then, we don't, us the viewers don't see that side of it. So we're trying to figure out what is it that makes Scoopin' so annoying or
Yeah.
not so likable. I think he is likable.
Very likable.
He is likable.
Yeah. He's got
People
the comeback
say that
story.
who they don't like because they're afraid. They're
Yeah.
threatened that he's going to be the winner, and look how far he's gotten.
He's gotten to the final 5. We'll see about even further.
Final 4.
Well, he is in the final 4. He doesn't get voted off tonight. But one important part of the reward challenge was when Malcolm making another move in the game. Malcolm is tallying up move after move after move on why he should win this game, and honestly why he does deserve to win this game.
He totally does.
He approaches Scoopin and Lisa and says, listen, we got our final 4 deal. I don't want to go to the finals with Denise. Denise will beat any of us in this game. I'm willing to cut her at 4 and take you guys and go with you guys. Are you guys ready to seal this deal?
And I thought that was interesting because I thought Denise and Malcolm were a tight crew. Like that was their
At a certain point, you got to cut it, and he's cutting it. If he does cut it in the final 4, that's the smart place to cut it.
Do you think it was smart? Because, you know,
I think it was
Lisa,
a good move.
I think it was.
Yeah.
And them saying there was a final 3.
I think the better move would have been approaching Abby and keeping Abby. Either group, either twosome, the best move this week would have been going to Abby, taking Abby with you to the final 3, and getting rid of the other twosome. I think that's the best move overall. But the next best move for Malcolm, I think, would have been making that deal. So it looks like we have another caller. So
oh, we're popular tonight.
Yeah, we're popular. Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
Hello.
This is Gabo from Seattle, Washington.
Hi, Gabo.
Hey,
How's it going?
Gabo.
This is actually, for the fans out there, one of my very best friends calling in.
Oh, great.
Gabo, you're finally calling in after all of these episodes.
I know. I don't like to weigh in until it's near the end, so
Till
I have
the
a better
end.
chance of picking the winner.
Yeah. So Gabo and I we have a group of friends from college where every year we get together and play a reality game.
Oh, nice.
And Gabo is a multiple Survivor winner along with myself. So we're winners in
I love
Survivor,
that.
right, Gabo?
We are the dream team, if you will.
We call ourselves the Dream Team, and
I
all of
love
our
it.
friends make fun of us. So Gabo, what are you thinking of this episode tonight?
You know what? It was an okay episode. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it was inevitable that Abi-Maria was going home. I mean, from 3 episodes ago, I assumed she was going and just kind of held on. And honestly, the players in this game aren't smart enough to keep her around.
Yeah.
Whereas last year, years before, she would have been someone who would be easily in the final 3, which I commend. I don't like people who are just going into the final 3, you know, they're not getting a vote. But kind of a boring episode, in my opinion.
So with Lisa constantly saying throughout the episode, I want to make a move. I think I should bring someone who I can beat, and then she doesn't follow through with it. Do you respect Lisa's game? We haven't talked a lot this season, but what are you thinking of Lisa's game? I've been kind of pro Lisa all season. What are you thinking of Lisa's game?
Yeah, I can never figure her out. Every
Yeah.
time it seems like she's going to go under the radar. She tries to make a move. When she talks about making a move, she doesn't do anything. I mean, I think she's really catering to everyone. If you saw in the final the tribal council tonight, when they were talking about the tribe, or Denise was talking about the tribe that kept losing.
Yes.
They got lucky, excuse me. She was sure to chime in and talk about how that tribe wasn't lucky. It had a lot of strong people and got to that point for a reason. So I think she's doing a very good job positioning herself. And it might be lip service talking about taking the easy people to the end, but you know what? Once she gets to the end, I think she'll be able to counter that by saying, you know what, I said that, but I thought about it and wanted to go to the end.
This was the first night, and tell me if you agree, where when I saw Lisa saying exactly that at Tribal Council, where she said and defended her original Tang Dang tribe, I realized the entire jury, a lot of them, most of the jury is going to be her original tribe. And looking at that, they wanted her voted off first. So when she gets to the finals and can say to them, hey, you all wanted me off first, I outlasted you all, they're going to have that kind of attachment to her over a Denise or a Malcolm that won't necessarily come evident or be evident right now. So I don't know, do you think that is going to play a huge role, that a lot of the people on the jury were with her from day one?
Oh, exactly. And I would ask the question, why her over Scoopin then? Because I think he would have been, let's say they won the first immunity challenge but lost the second, I think he would have been gone.
Yeah.
I think he can make the same argument, so I think it'll be really intriguing if they both get to the finals, which I think, honestly, they're a package deal. So I would expect them fully to be both in the finals, and it'll be interesting to see how they play that. I think Lisa will play that better than Scoopin because he doesn't have a way with the words that she does, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think, too, in terms of Lisa and Scoopin, the returning player, this season there was a thing against returning players, whereas in the past they've respected returning players. So I definitely agree.
Here's the thing: if he realizes how to play that well, he can spin that and say, "Day one, you guys want to be gone. Merge, you wanted me gone, and I was able to outlast all of you guys." And get there. I think he's not exciting enough to play that sort of argument, but who knows?
Yeah, definitely.
So what's your prediction for the final 3?
Malcolm, Lisa, and Michael.
Interesting. All right. All right. Well, Gabo, thank you so much for calling. You should have come to LA this weekend. You know that, right?
I know. I wanted to, and I wussed out.
I know. In the past, we've gotten actually some tickets to the finale.
I had an extra ticket.
Oh, Chris, you could have been Christina's date to the finale.
Could have been my date. Not a bad date.
Shoot, my wife's in the room, but shoot.
My wife's there. Tell Kelly I said hello.
Hi, Kelly.
Will do, guys. Good talking to you.
Thanks for calling in, Gabo. Awesome.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, it's fun when your friends call in.
Oh, I know. I have my friends calling in too.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't even know he was going to call in. Thanks, Gabo, for calling in.
Love it.
So yeah, I mean, this season clearly we're having fun talking about it.
I love it.
So one thing that we love is obviously our friends calling in, but even on iTunes, we are so grateful for you guys chiming in on iTunes, all the comments you're making.
We love it.
Please go on iTunes, rate us 5 stars. Christina, 5. Give us a 5.
5.
We have had so much fun this season, and a lot of it is just because we're doing it for the fans. We're doing it for ourselves, because if we weren't here, we'd be talking about Survivor anyways with our friends at home or wherever it might be. So please, definitely go to iTunes, give us a good rating, give us comments, give us your feedback, how we can improve for next season. And also tell your friends to download our after show. It's a lot of fun getting involved. Call in, download us on iTunes, and get a part of AfterBuzz. We love it here at AfterBuzz. So thank you guys, all of our loyal fans and listeners. We appreciate it. Dun, 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 dun.
So you know what's interesting?
What?
Back at the camp, it was Denise and Abby.
Yes. So on the reward, we had Denise and Abby.
Back in the island.
Quote of the night. What was the quote of the night?
The quote of the night, I loved it. Denise said, "It's like going back. It's like going on a first date with the kid that you remember back in first grade that's spitting your lunch." And I just love that analogy.
And pulling your hair.
And pulling your hair. I thought that was so funny. I'm like, Denise is so hilarious.
And the episode was named after another quote. She said, gouging my eyes out. And then what they left off was putting needles through my eardrums.
Yep.
She said, if I had needles that I could put through my eardrums, I would put them through my eardrums, which I think it goes to show how much she does not like
her.
Abby, and how much nobody likes Abby. I never say her name correctly. But yeah, it was kind of funny seeing the juxtaposition of them on the boat having so much fun, and then those two at camp together, miserable.
And Abby's still anticipating she had a fake idol.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
Give it up.
Give it up.
Give it up.
So this looks pathetic.
Fast forward to the morning before the immunity challenge. We had Denise waking up with a lot of pain. This was the first time out of 36 days that we have seen Denise show a sign of weakness. She looked physically ill. She had bites on her neck, like tarantulas.
You think Abby bit her?
It was Abby. What they didn't show, and hopefully CBS, please put the footage online for all of us. Abby bit her in the neck.
I'm kidding. I love you, Abby.
Abby's venom went into her neck. She knew, I need Denise to lose the immunity challenge. So we see her. She's physically crying, distraught. They hold a prayer circle, which Abby and Lisa and Mike Scoopin were all part of, which Malcolm was kind of just on the side, not caring at all what was going down there.
He's probably going like, what is this hocus
no more God
thing?
stuff, right? So Denise basically, it looks like she's going to be down for the count come to the immunity challenge. And then we got to the immunity challenge. She talks about it. She puts up a fight.
She does.
She puts up a fight.
Like the bite and the thing didn't happen.
Was in the lead for a lot of the challenge. So the challenge was one of those rope ladders where you have to use.
Kind of like a Jacob's ladder.
Yeah. So explain the challenge, Christina.
So they have ropes that's laid out. They have 2 plywoods out, and then they have puzzles that are just hanging off the rope, and each player has to take the plywood, lie it down on the ropes, and then put their leg over and put another one and try to grab a puzzle piece as they are taking the plywood over and overlapping the rope. So they have to climb over. And they just only need to do it once. Take the puzzle, figure out the puzzle pieces together, unsolve this maze that is taking this little ball, this round ball, that you just kind of like roll it in and put it into the finish line.
Yep. So that was the challenge. Malcolm's in the lead for most of the challenge. He gets to the very end of the rope, and boom, falls, and he has to start back from the beginning, opening it up. Then we see Scoopin'. Then we see Denise and Lisa and Abby all get to the puzzle. They're starting the puzzle. Malcolm starts from the beginning. Now, before going into the challenge, I personally thought a good strategy would be for Malcolm to lose on purpose, so then he would be forced to play the idol, and he wouldn't have to deal with or worry about Denise coming to him and saying, "You didn't give me the idol." And
I think that's a good argument right there.
So when he fell, I was wondering, is this strategic or is he, that
no,
sort
I
of
think
thing?
he just got stressed out in the game, and
I
it
agree.
happens. You get nervous. You're out there. You're like, shoot, it's the final 5.
Yeah.
And things happen. When you're just like you're in a meeting and you're doing a presentation and you get all choked up, you're like, oh shoot, I don't know what I'm talking about. Or when no, probably not here, but when you go to an audition and you just kind of go blank a little bit. That's just kind of what happened with Malcolm.
Blanked out.
But the thing is about those challenges with the puzzle, anything can happen. You can be all the way at the last end of the physical part of it, but when it comes down to the puzzle, you can win. Which
is exactly what happened. Everybody was working on the puzzle. Malcolm comes in last place, puts his puzzle together in a second, it seems like, and then he basically wins the challenge, and everybody's still baffled trying to figure out the puzzle.
Right.
Which, I mean, not surprised Abby couldn't do it. We're hating on her a little bit too much.
Probably one of the worst physical players.
She's one of the worst challenge players ever until
she doesn't even
she
try.
Untie knots.
I don't think she tries. Like, she just kind of gives up. Like, I don't know if you saw her at the end. She's just like kind of taking the puzzle pieces, just like walking over, like, oh, whatever.
Whatevs.
It's fine.
So Malcolm wins immunity. He has the hidden idol. He's safe with 2 idols. Are we already? Oh, here we go.
Here.
Look at this. We got it showing on the screen going on right here.
This is exactly what happened.
Good timing.
Yep.
So that's a good physical representation again of what Christina described.
Yep.
And so with the immunity necklace, you would think that he would say, "All right, Denise, this is the final night. We've done this together. Here, just in case something goes down, here's the idol." But he basically in his confessional said, Denise approached him and he said, "I'm not giving her that. My mom's going to have something to put on her bookshelf at home." The mom, Malcolm's mom, Miss Malcolm, whatever. I don't even know Malcolm's last name. She's got it because he kept it. He didn't give it to her.
I want to know what happened, because in the beginning and like in the middle of the game, it was like a very tight crew, Denise and Malcolm.
I think they're still tight.
No, something's happening here that we don't see through the edit, and he's pretending that, oh, I'm going to keep Denise tight. But something happened that he's changing his mind about Denise.
I think it's to the Final Four.
Do you think it's coming to the Final Four, and he's thinking that this is my biggest competition?
Because even on the boat when he made the deal with Scoopin' and Lisa, he's realizing that if he goes up against Denise in a Final 3 or Final 2 situation, Denise is going to be really tough competition. So he is now going to cut the...
He made that decision too back at the family visit too. He's like, I'm just going to leave Denise there. It's just kind of interesting. Like, I want to know what happened.
Yeah, he definitely could have, but... Who knows? But I think, again, what do we see in this entire episode? We see Abby fighting to get rid of Denise. So strategy is going down. They're on the beach.
You have to respect her for that.
I respect her. I do respect her. For in the last couple of weeks, she has been a complete competitor in terms of strategy, not giving up, not going down for the count. There are times in the game where people realize I'm on the outs of a 4-person alliance, 3-person alliance. I can't do anything. I'm not going to fight. Abby, she fought. She fought. First people she's really fighting for, it's all about Lisa and Scoopin'. It's all about Lisa and Scoopin', getting them to realize you do not want to go up against Malcolm and Denise. You want to go up against me in the finals. You will beat me. That will mean one of you two will win the game.
Right.
And that's what you guys want. So when we see Lisa and Scoopin' basically have that conversation.
And they're even agreeing that this is a good idea. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
That would make the perfect sense, because if we take to the jury, Abby, Scoopin', Lisa, it's only going to be a battle between Lisa and Scoopin'.
Yeah.
Which would be an interesting draw. I think it would be like a really tight. It would probably be a tie.
Oh,
maybe.
Jeez, I don't know about that.
I think maybe. I don't know.
So in terms of what we did see, we saw the confidence of Malcolm and Denise. It seemed like they had no no idea or no kind of any inkling that this might not go down the way they had planned on getting Abby out. It was they were 100% confident Malcolm's not going to give Denise the idol. They are 100% sure that Abby's going to go home. So, Christina, in playing the game and getting down to the end of the game, how is the mentality of realizing, yes, there may be people having these deals. What's the likelihood of people changing them? What is the likelihood of actually seeing Elisa and Scoop In change their mind and make a move?
You know, one of the hardest thing to see all the time, and even Troy's aunt said it, is like making people change their mind on the decision that they locked it in. You know, that's where Penner made a mistake when he had the opportunity to lock it in the final 5, and he did not make that agreement. So once things are locked in, it's kind of like it's too late, and it's kind of obvious. And even though how much as they want to edit it, you can't change someone's mind on that.
So with all Lisa's talk, Lisa, last 2-3 weeks, my brother has opened my eyes. I'm playing the game again.
Right.
You called her out in saying it's BS.
It was BS a little bit. I think
she hasn't made the move.
You know, and even your friend said, like, I don't know what's going on with Lisa.
Yeah.
You know, she's kind of like being a hypocrite a little bit, you know, saying like she's being loyal, and I'm probably going to get shot for saying this, but you know, there's some part of it it's just like, this is BS.
It's kind of frustrating. I've been a kind of a Lisa supporter for, you know.
No, I think she's playing incredible.
Yeah, I've been a Lisa supporter.
I'm impressed, but certain part of her character and in part of integrity that she says she's trying to be, I think some part of it's kind of BS.
I'm agreeing with you in terms of she hasn't made the moves. Like she keeps describing, she knows the big moves she wants to make in the game.
And nothing is happening. The big move would be keep Abby, get rid of Denise.
Yeah, my critique of her would be that, she's likable.
Because then she really is keeping to today.
Yeah, she's being loyal to Scoop In.
Right.
But I'm kind of frustrated with her this week that she knows what the best move is. She knows if I keep Abby, and we keep saying this, if I keep Abby with me and Scoop In to the final 3, Scoop In or I will win this game.
It's a
no-brainer. 1 and 2 shot.
Exactly.
And she knows this. She keeps saying this. My brother opened my eyes. I'm seeing this game clearer than ever.
It would be Malcolm being the biggest threat, Denise being the biggest threat, and
it's like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we also, it's funny because we love Denise. I'm combining the two names. Denelcom.
The Denelcom.
They should be like that.
Denelcom.
So we love Denelcom. We love them. But I wanted to see a move. I'm all about moves. I'm all about loving to see moves made in the game.
There we go.
Loving
the proposition
the proposition on the screen in our studio. We were seeing it go down and nothing happened out of it. Abby talking
Abby, I love you for trying.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, when they're walking to tribal council, I said to Christina, there's this scene. They're all walking with their torches, and there's this kind of underword or whatever we want to say, a voiceover of Lisa describing, this is my time to make a game move. This is it. This is where the game gets going. And it's like a scene out of Lost. Like they're all walking down the beach out of Lost. We think this epic move might be made. And then we get to tribal council. And
there's a
blah. Right?
Well, Abby put up a good fight.
Yeah. So in terms of Abby, what did she say? I mean, it's the same thing over and over this episode. How many times are we going to hear the same argument that as a viewer, as a fan, you're saying to yourself, Lisa and Scoop In, what are you thinking?
Right.
What are you thinking?
They're probably thinking that just like Kim was thinking too, keeping to her original alliance with Chelsea and Sabrina. It's like, what would the audience think? What would the jury think of having the integrity of winning it the right way and having it an equal amount of votes? That's the way that they're thinking. And although it'd be pretty obvious to take someone like, you know, a person like Alicia at the time.
Yeah.
Or me, I think probably would have been a threat. I don't know. But for this case, shut up.
You can keep telling yourself that, Christina.
Whatever.
You know I love you.
Whatever. So, taking Abby would have been. I just saw Malcolm like, oh, Malcolm.
You like his hair, his long flowing hair.
Long dreadlocks.
This episode, I was like, he looks like Jesus this whole episode.
He does.
Just kind of in the middle of the challenges, he's like waving his hair back.
I'm sorry, Malcolm just comes off as a very smart man.
He's great.
But
He's smart.
when they were talking about the whale watching, calling it a fish, I was like, dude, that's a mammal. That ain't no fish.
The one
You
thing
went to an Ivy League school and you're calling that a fish?
Back to that, it was funny how the whale shark that they were watching, which is completely huge in the award challenge.
Amazing.
What a beautiful.
Creature.
Pretty cool. What happens with Scoopin'? They butt heads.
They butt heads.
He just can't go anywhere
Without getting hurt.
injured. Without getting injured. It's ridiculous. Again. So
Big
at
old man trapped in a
we see one thing that Gabo, one of our callers, said that was really interesting was Denise was saying in terms of Abby, like you want to keep players in the game for the respect and the nobility of it, and Abby didn't have, she got here by luck. I loved seeing Lisa kind of step in and go, I would like to say she did not get here solely based on luck, but our original tribe basically kicked your ass. You guys lost every single challenge, not because of luck, but you guys were a bad tribe, and we kicked your ass.
That's true.
Which was
great.
great.
And I don't think Abby was there essentially for luck either. I think there was moments of that people wanted her out, but then there was parts of it that it's a better strategy to keep her along and get rid of other people.
Also, almost like a strategy, be one of the hated people so you stick around longer.
Right.
Even if that's not her intentional strategy, that is a strategy that could.
And
keep her
her
in the
winning
game.
immunity.
Yeah.
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 With untying the ropes.
Untying the ropes.
Totally right.
No, jeez. So Tribal Council, I was hoping that we were going to see a blind side. We've had a lack of blind sides lately. It would have been, I think, epic. I think it would have been an amazing, awesome move.
Actually, this one had the less blindside, and it's an interesting Survivor show, but we had less blindside. We had more blindside on our show.
Yeah. There have been in the middle of the season is when we got our blindsides here.
Yeah.
But it was kind of one thing at Tribal Council too that stuck out is to go again show how much people hate Abby. Is Penner was flicking her off, giving her the bird at Tribal Council in response to what she was saying. Which is kind of like, these people hate her. And you could see RC's face as well. The jury hates Abby. The only two people on the jury that don't are Pete. And Artis.
Artis, yeah.
Everyone else hates her.
See, and they should have noticed that. Like, hey.
They know it.
Why?
I think it's what you said earlier, and I think it's kind of the idea of we made this pact to go to the Final Four together. I think in Survivor, I've never played the real game. In Survivor, when you have this kind of greater meaning to an alliance, we made this pact weeks ago. We made this pact from day one.
Yeah.
You have Denise and Malcolm who made a pact early on in the game. You have Scoopin' and Lisa who made a pact. When they combine the pacts together, it's kind of this idea of we achieved this higher goal.
We're fighting with honor.
We're fighting with honor. We achieved this higher goal.
With integrity. This is who we are.
And that's why they voted off
Abby. We're playing it the right way.
Abby, bye-bye. Finally went home.
Oh, that's sick.
Finally went home. Which is what was funny, too. She goes home, and then you see the Final Four walking out of Tribal, busting out laughing. Scoopin' is dancing. They're all celebrating that finally, ding-dong, the witch is dead.
Wow.
So it was kind of a lackluster Tribal. Lackluster.
I want to see the Ponderosa video. I want to see how
she gets
Penner
there? Oh, 100%.
Greets Abby.
Yeah. So Final Four, we have the Final Four, Lisa, Scoopin', both from the original Tang Dang tribe. Then we have Denise and Malcolm from how do you say it?
Donicon.
No, it was no. They were the Matsing.
Matsing.
Oh, I thought the blue tribe.
The Matsing.
So we have two from the original blue, two from the original yellow. They are the Final Four, and I cannot remember a more heroic, likable Final Four in recent seasons of Survivor.
I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Who do you not like out of those four? Dead air.
No.
Dead air.
I don't know. I can't think of anyone.
I can't think of it.
I can't.
This is a fantastic Final Four.
I'm gonna agree.
As a fan, you love this Final Four. Clearly, sometimes it's more fun to have the villains and the more kind of gamers, but these are gamers that did villainous things at times, but they're all pretty heroic.
But you respect them.
They're all heroes. If they were cast in a hero versus villain season, they're all going to be heroes.
Yeah.
100%.
They're all heroes.
So it's an
Not
awesome Final Four. It's great, and it's honestly, this is kind of, there's seasons where you look at the finalists and it's like there are certain people you do not want to see win. There are people who are boring. There are people who did nothing, who don't deserve it. I honestly, going into Sunday, will be happy seeing any of these four win. I'm excited.
I agree with you. Me too. I'm excited. I love them.
I'm excited. So Christina, Rank who you would like to see win from least to most with this Final Four.
Oh man, that's so hard because I love them all. Again,
Finale's on Sunday.
The most respectable player that I think has really deserved the $1 million, I'm gonna have to say Denise, because she has been the underdog. She's been fighting.
All right.
She's been in the disappearing tribe, the losing tribe, and it's true. And she didn't win reward twice. I mean, that girl's got to be starving.
Yeah.
And it's
so
just,
your number one right now is you would like to see Denise win.
Denise. Number 2, Scoopin.
Okay.
I love Scoopin. You know, he wanted to come back and played, and he's played a really great game. And, you know, we've seen him strategize, too. It's impressive. Number 3 is going to be Lisa.
Okay.
And I know everyone's like, why do you not like Lisa? I do like Lisa. I really do. I think Lisa's going to win fans' favorite.
100%.
She's going to win fans' favorite.
Or Malcolm.
Or Malcolm, for sure. Malcolm.
So Malcolm's your number 4.
He's going to be 4.
Okay.
But I like the way how Malcolm plays.
Yeah.
But as far as the ranking, those are my rankings.
All
Yeah.
right.
What about you?
In terms of who I think deserves to win the most, what do you think I'm going to say?
Lisa.
No.
No?
No. I would like to see Lisa win.
Okay.
Lisa's who I want to see. I would love to see Lisa win because I loved watching her this season. I really like.
I did too.
I really loved she would have been voted off first. If her tribe would have lost originally. She reminds me of Kathy from Marquesas back in season 4. Where there's these older women who get on the show. They would have been voted off first, but then they become and develop into game players. They love the game. They become really good at it. And I would love to see Lisa win. But I think, looking at the Final Four, the player that deserves to win is Malcolm. Malcolm, in my mind, has controlled strategically the most in this game. I think looking at the big moves of the game was making that Final Four deal, making his Final 3 deal. I think that he definitely deserves strategically, if I'm looking from a strategic perspective, Malcolm definitely deserves to win this game. So he would probably be my number 1. But then I also, on the other coin, in terms of Lisa, even though people argue she didn't necessarily play a strategic game, she did. Malcolm would not be in the Final 4 or 3 if Penner had not turned down the deal with Lisa and Scoopin.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what I do like about the Final Four is they're all likable. They all have great arguments on why they should win.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
So we have a little time. I think we can play a fun game. What I want us to do is pretend to be one of the players, and in 30 seconds, give the argument why you as that player should win the game.
I don't want to pretend to be the players.
Which one? Be one.
No.
Pick one. I'll be one. You want me?
You want to do it?
Give me one, and I'll give you 30 seconds why I would give.
Since you love Malcolm so much, be Malcolm.
All right, Malcolm. All right, in this game, here we go. In this game, my tribe was decimated from the very beginning. I completely lasted the entire game, coming from nothing. I strategically made big moves. I made a Final 4 deal to get me to the Final 4. I made a Final 3 deal to hopefully get me to the Final 3. I had a hidden idol. I never had to use it. I was likable. I went onto the yellow tribe, did not get voted off when I was the minority when the tribes got switched.
Oh, boom.
I played a big
Malcolm
game.
right here.
Boom. Yeah.
In Justin's
Although,
farm.
is that's the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music?
It
is?
is?
It's different. It's different. I like it.
I like it. That's a great argument.
All right. How about you? Let's give you.
No, I don't want to do it.
Oh, Christina.
I'm going to be Denise.
Go. Denise.
No, I don't want to. Okay. So I'm part of the Matsine tribe. Fought all the way to it. There was chances of me being voted off. You guys didn't vote me off. I really don't want to be Denise.
But you want her to win. Oh,
I
well.
want her to win
Pressure's
because,
on. I think Denise has the music's still going.
We're still doing the
okay.
song. I'm just like, I'm dying in here. It's hot.
It is. It got hot in here now.
It got hot in here. I'm like.
So predictions. Let's talk about predictions. Dun 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 dun. The finale.
The finale prediction.
Is.
Final 3.
On.
Your
Hold on.
AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
All right. So let's
Final
do this.
3.
Predictions. As a fan, Christina, what do you predict will be the order from 4, 3, 2 to 1? Who's going to be out first? Who's voted off next?
I'm going to say Malcolm.
Okay, Malcolm's voted off next.
Because maybe Denise just wasn't really too happy about the fact that he didn't give up the idol.
All right.
So it could be spun around.
So final 3 is going to be Denise, Scoopin, and Lisa. All right. I think I'm going to stick with who I've been saying is going to win this season. Lisa's going to win this season. I think Lisa will win this season. I think that what Lisa has going for her that I realized tonight is a jury that is a lot of her original tribe. And I think that if she can pull on the heartstrings of them, she's very well spoken. I think if she can pull on the heartstrings of the growth and development she had throughout the entire game and some of the strategic moves she made, like going to Penner, he turned her down. What did she do? She went to Malcolm and Denise. I think Lisa, this has been her season. Hands down, Lisa's season.
She's definitely going to get something after this.
And I think Lisa's going to win, and we'll see Sunday.
Yes,
Sunday big finale. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Definitely check us out for our finale coverage. Christina's going to be there. She's going to be there live. She might be doing some red carpet stuff for AfterBuzz TV.
And so will Ryan, maybe?
Hopefully Ryan. Ryan's been sick. We hope he gets better. Hope we get him back. But thank you guys so much, and finale on Sunday. We can't wait.
Yeah.
So excited.
So where can they find you, Justin?
Yes, they can find me. You guys can find me at Justin F. Walter on Twitter and Facebook.com/JustinWalterHost. How about you, Christina?
You can find me at Christina_Cha at Twitter. You can also find me at Facebook at ChristinaCha82. I just gave out the year I was born.
Uh-oh.
So, all right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.